Hello and welcome back to another bloody good vaping. So today I'm going to be taking a look at an RTA out of Greece, and that is the Skyline from eSmoke Guru. Now Todd recently reviewed this. He reviewed it at the weekend. I was actually meant to review it at the weekend, but I saw Todd wanted to, and he gets in a little bit of a tissy anytime I review something before he does. So I thought, let the old man have his day in the sun and let him do it, and then I can check it out and copy it if so need be. And here I am. You know, go and watch his review. You know, it's not going to be much different to mine. Really, I don't think so. Yeah, but I'm glad he got his little his shine, you know what I mean, and his you know, just he feels good when he reviews stuff before me. So there you go. Anyway, the Skyline, 22mm in diameter, 52mm in height, not including the drip tip, made of 316 grade stainless steel. We've got Ketron Peak insulators in this. We've got a glass tank. It's actually like soda lime tempered tank. Soda lime tempered glass. I had no idea what that was. I looked it up and apparently it's the stuff they use for window panes and like bottles and jars, so everyday items like that. Nice strong sturdy stuff. We have full juice control on this, and a rather nice little juice control on this as well, which you can actually see working as it happens, which I really like. You've got this sort of top piece here with these little grooves in for your fingers, and you turn it up and you've got this double chamber, one on the inside obviously and one on the outside, and the inner one actually rises up over these little channels around the bottom. You'll see more of that in the close-up there, but it works really well and you can actually see it happening, which I think is great. You've got full airflow control on this with a little ball bearing stopper as well, 316 grade stainless steel ball bearing attached to the base itself. No springs or anything like that, so it's a good nice firm stop, so the airflow control ring doesn't completely spin all the way around. You've only got one way and one way back, which I think is lovely. Now you do have the option for two types of Skylines. You've got one with two different decks, to be honest. There's like threaded decks in this, you know, we're seeing them more and more lately, interchangeable decks, and this is no different. We've got one with a mouth to lung, which is basically 3 airflow intakes underneath your coil at 1mm each, and then we have the direct lung, which is the same, 3 different airflow intakes underneath, but at 2mm each. And basically we've got these nice big open holes at the bottom here. Now the direct, yes, you can get a direct lung hit, but it's not massive amounts of air. You know, probably for some of you who really like that sort of air intake, you know, you can get a direct lung hit, but it is quite restricted. I'll take a blast now so you can hear it. This is fully open. So not massive amount, you know, I don't really direct lung inhale and I can tell that's quite restricted. Mouth to lung is definitely mouth to lung. That's a nice tight draw on that. So for those mouth to lung vapors, they'll enjoy that very much. Now currently you can only, I think, or well, you could only get them sort of as a full setup. So you get either the mouth to lung version of the Skyline or the direct lung inhale version of the Skyline. But I do know now they're selling the decks individually. So you can actually opt to buy, say, the mouth to lung and get a direct inhale deck, or vice versa, so that's a bonus. It comes with 2 drip tips, stainless steel, and 316 stainless steel, and also a POM as well. You get a nice little presentation box with some spare grub screws as well, because the deck is very reminiscent to the UTA. You've got your positive and your negative posts aligned next to each other. You've got your air intake holes underneath them, held in. You've got your 2mm slots on each post. Basically put your tail legs through and clamp them down with grub screws, and you get spare grub screws and O-rings as well. You also have a nice sort of juice well in this, about 5mm deep. You've got wick channels on either side, and you've got this nice big juice well as well, so you can fit plenty of cotton in there if that's the style you like to vape. Now, before I get into any more details about this, price, what I think about it, where to get it from, etc, 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 let's pop down to the table now, have a little look at it up close, and then we'll come back and give it a bloody good vaping. Safe. So upon receiving your Skyline, it will come to you in this nice little presentation box here, hardwood case. We've got the ESG logo, the eSmoke Guru logo on the front there with Skyline, little catch on the front. Open it up and you're greeted by your atomizer. Now it does come with a 316 grade stainless steel drip tip and a POM drip tip as well. You'll also get a little bag of spares with some grub screws in there and full O-rings as well. So let's take a look at the Skyline itself. So here you have the Skyline 316 grade stainless steel, nice brushed finish there. 52mm from the base to the top of the juice control and 22mm in diameter. We do have a glass tank as well. Full AFC. Nice little AFC turn here. You can open one hole there, one slot, or both slots. We also have a little stopper in this, which is quite nice. So you can only turn to there and it will stop. And back again to stop it spinning freely, which is nice. It's not a spring or anything like that. It's just a sort of like a ball bearing stopper, which is also 316. So yeah, that's quite nice. Little logo, the ESG logo on the front there as well. Standard 510 drip tip, so you can use pretty much whatever you like if you don't like stainless steel like me, because it bashes you in the teeth, or the POM like this if you want to use one that matches your mod. Then we've got a standard 510. On the bottom here we have Skyline and also a long strange number. Now this is not the serial number. The serial number is actually hidden just there in the AFC, as you can see. Now the reason why we have those two numbers there, this is the actual serial number of the production, but then on the bottom this is the code that comes with it. Now these will both sort of have their own code with whatever serial number you get, and you can go onto the eSmoke Guru website and then you can check whether your Skyline is authentic, because this number will match up with your serial code. So they do actually have an authenticity check as well, just in case you're paying authentic prices and unfortunately you don't get an authentic product. So that's quite a nice touch. And we do have a slightly adjustable stainless steel 510 here as well. Slightly adjustable, not too far, because obviously it's attached to your positive. Now how the juice control works on this is one of my favourite bits as well. Now we can see these sort of channels here on the chimney itself all the way around. And basically we've got this section here with these nice little grippy bits, so it makes it nice and easy. Just turn, and almost like a garage door, you'll see that they open up. And then we'll close them again. Really nice. You can actually see it working whilst you're vaping. So yeah, let's break this down then and show you all the individual parts. So here you have your Skyline broken down into all its parts. I've got both decks here. I know it looks a lot, but I mean I've even taken out the 510 connection and the insulator, so yeah, it looks a lot, but it's not really. So yeah, broken down in sort of order. We've got your top threaded piece here. This essentially holds in your juice control and your drip tip. Juice control and your drip tips held in, clips into the top here with an O-ring. We've got your chimney and your top cap here. This is all one piece. As you can see, we've got that little fitting at the top there. So your juice control section will just pop in with a click. And if you have a look at that now, we can just open that up. And as we turn it, we're closing off that juice control. And we're opening it up again. So essentially that's how that works. You know, we've got a chamber inside a chamber there. And just slides down, shutting off those channels or open them up again. Glass tank, your base, either deck. Now we have two types of decks for this. Let's just get a closer look at the deck itself. This one here is the direct lung, so to speak, deck. And as you can see, you've got your three airflow intake holes there that sit underneath the positive and the negative. We've got 2mm holes there for your tail leads. And these are 2mm each, which I have 3 of those. And your mouth to lung is basically exactly the same, except you've got 3 1mm holes there underneath. Your base itself with your airflow control ring on it. Let's open up this airflow control ring if I can. There we go. To remove that, it's quite nice and simple. Just pull it off with your hands if you can when it's open. Some juice in this recently, so it's a bit sticky. There we go, that's better. Now as you can see there, we've got that little ball bearing. That's your stopper. That's basically to stop it from free spinning. And we've got like a little catch inside here somewhere, if I can find it. There it is. So you can see it on camera. Just that little groove cut out there. And you'll just fit that over the top of that ball bearing and pops into place. And you have your insulator here. and your 510. Now you'll need to remove that 510 connection to replace the deck. So once the deck's in there and you want to change the other deck, you just remove this little piece and then you can change your deck. So let's put it back together. Insulator in first. Choose which deck you desire. I'm going to put in the direct lung. Make sure that catches nicely. Screw that down. Put in my 510 pin. Flathead screw on that. There we go. I'm going to put my glass tank on. And my chimney and top cap section. There we go. My juice control piece. And then my threaded topper. And there she goes, all ready to be broken down again to put a build in. So I'm just going to put a simple spaced coil in this. I've got 6 wraps of 28 gauge here over a 2.5mm bit. I've just basically lifted up my grub screws to allow me to get my tail legs, my tail between my legs. No, my tail legs through these holes here, if I can see it upside down. Let's take a second there. There we go. Pull that coil over those air intake holes there. And then just tighten them down. Not too tight, obviously, we don't want to snap those tail legs. There we go. Simple enough. Okay, take my little bit of cotton here, just get this in ready. And there we go. I'm going to trim my tail leads, get them right nice and close. And just make sure my coils, I haven't bothered pulsing it and all that, you can do all that. Now can trim these down if you like. We've got quite a deep juice well here, about 4mm, so you know you can have quite a bit of cotton in there if you want. Just still going to trim these up to basically the end of my threads. Leave just a little bit extra to tuck in. Then I'm just going to tuck them down just so they're covering those little wick channels there, and then put any access round on the front. You can cut it so it's completely flush to those wick holes, or you can just have that little bit of extra just running past the front of that juice well there. How does that look to me? That looks fine. Okay, I'm going to find my juice, which I've got hidden away somewhere. Just going to prime it just a little bit, and then we'll give it a test to make sure everything's running smoothly. It's fine, coming out at 0.8. There we go. Now just take the rest of it and screw that on, lovely jubbly. Now close off your juice control, of course, but not all the way down, because basically it closes off and then has a few more little turns in it. Just keep it open just a fraction, because it becomes completely airtight. The last thing you want it to do is to sort of seize up or seal, and then it gets a bit tight and bugger to undo. So basically I just close it off, but not all the way to the bottom. And then just give it a fill. Juice control back on. Now I'm going to open it up a little bit, should see some bubbles. There we go. Give it some power. £22. Make sure my airflow's open, which it is, and we'll take a vape. Lovely jubbly. So yeah, that's the Skyline from eSmoke Guru. So there you have the Skyline. Build quality on this, fantastic. You know, I'm going to mirror what Todd said on that. Shocker. But the build quality on this is absolutely sublime. You know what I mean? The threads on it, the steel work, the tolerances, just everything is really nice. I would suggest when you get it to break it down and maybe VG them O-rings up. When I first got it, you know, it's all a bit tight and, you know, it's a bit pulling the tank off and stuff like that, quite tight. So make sure you clean it out and then put some VG around them O-rings. But I mean, the build quality on this is just absolutely beautiful. Even down to the brush finish is really nice indeed. Juice control, I love the juice control. I think that's great, like the little garage doors that open up, you know, to let the juice into the wick. I think works really, really well indeed, you know, and yeah, it's just, you've got those little grippy bits on the top as well, so it's just really nice and easy to get a grip on there to open and close that juice well. You know, size on it, I mean, it's a 52mm in height. I mean, it's not as tall as, say, the K-Fun 5, of course, or the Squape Extreme before they have their sort of short kits. You know, so it's almost reminiscent to the size of the Rose. Do I have one here? So let's have a little comparison. Yeah, so apart from the juice control, which just, the actual main part of the atomizer is the same height as the Rose, but the juice control just raises it up just probably by about 5mm with the drip tip in on the top. But, you know, not massive. The Rose isn't a tall device either. And we get to hold 4ml of juice on this as well, which is quite nice. Going to take a quick blast now. To build on it is very easy. I mean, if you've built on an Uber 2, you can build on this. It's a very, very similar style deck. You know, I dread to say almost identical, but very, very similar style decks. So if you've built on one of them before, you're going to be able to build on this, no problem. Except, you know, there's less parts on the inner workings of this. You know, your chamber basically and your top cap section there is all one piece, where you had those sort of grills to put on the Uber Tote and things like that. So, you know, not as much going on and very, very easy to build. You know, you've got a lot of room there as well with that deep juice well. You just basically have to tuck the cotton behind those two little wick channels and you're away. And the flavour on it is really, really good indeed. I mean, I do get a lot of messages and a lot of comments like, which flavour's better, the Rose or the K-Fun or the Squape or it? And they're all very, very, very good. It's hard to actually pinpoint which one actually has a more intense vape on it, really. You know what I mean? The Hussar, I think, is probably one of the most intense sort of flavour vapes I've ever had. That sort of just outstretches them all a little bit for me. But this is definitely on par with those others. I'm probably mirroring exactly what Todd has said again. No wonder he likes going fucking first. But yeah, the flavour on this is definitely up there with the big boys. You know, there's no doubt about it. Quite a few pieces on this, but still, you know, ones you don't really have to pull it all apart like I did, unless you're doing it first of all and just giving those O-rings a little juicing up. But you know, you just to remove the deck as well, very, very easy. You know, it's the same as all the others now, basically with threaded decks on them, so you can replace them. That's nice and simple. Everything's just in the right place and works absolutely sublime. And the best thing about this really is the fact that it's built so well. It's a really nice looking device and a nice feeling device. Everything's really smooth and just crisp. So it works an absolute treat. Airflow control rings, really nice with that stopper on it. I really like that. You know, sometimes you get them, you spin it and you think, fuck, you've got to go all the way back round to find your airflow holes. But this has just got that one way you can go and one way back. So very nice and simple there. You don't get lost trying to find your airflow control. And yeah, all in all, I think it's great. It's a really, really nice addition to that sort of side of the high-end RTAs. It's up there with the K-Fun 5s, with the Rose 3s, with the Hussars, and with the Uber 2, definitely. You know, it really shines at the top. Now, price on these, not cheap, but you know, this is a bloody good vaping. What you're going to do? These are 170 euros, okay? So you're looking in today's currency around 150 quid. You know, it's up there with the rest of them. It's the same price. It's Uber Toot territory. It's the same price as a UTA, but I think there's going to be more of these available. You know, I do like the fact that you've got a serial number on this and another code at the bottom, so you can in fact check whether you've bought an authentic device. You know, because a lot of clones about. I'm talking to you, China. So, you know, if you're going to spend a lot of money, you want to make sure that you're buying authentic with an authentic price. So, you know, to have those two numbers there, because I did wonder at the bottom, and I saw Todd's review as well, what's this big long number at the bottom? Has there really been sort of like 8 million of these made? But no, you have your serial number there inside the AFC. Basically, when it's shut off, you get your serial number, you can see it. And on the bottom, you've got its own code. So each one has its own code at the bottom that coincides with that serial number. And you can go onto the eSmoke Guru website and actually check what you're buying is authentic. So I think that's a nice little touch as well. But yeah, 170 euros, so 150 quid. Now, as I said earlier, you can buy the decks separately now. So if you bought the direct lung one, like this one here, and you wanted the mouth to lung deck, that deck there will cost you an extra 33 euros, which is about, what, 25 quid now? God knows, about 22, 25, 23 quid. So to get the full set delivered to you, it's around £170. So there you go, take it or leave it, depends on your budget. You are buying quality here. The build quality on this is absolutely fantastic. I will give it that, definitely. And to get one, I mean, they have their own website, eSmoke Guru. I think they're a bit out of stock at the moment, but they're coming up with their next batch. And I do believe they've got some other tanks in the works now. They're working on Ultim and stuff like that in the prototype stage. So they'll be available as well. And I'll put the links to the description, in the description of the, they've got a Facebook page as well, and also the website, so I'll put them in the description. You can take a look for yourself. Once again, go and check Todd's review. There's a few other reviews out there, but I think Todd and I are the only ones who've done it in English. So you know, if you're Greek or something like German, there's other reviews out there as well, so go and check them out, get other people's opinions, and see their builds and stuff like that, you know. But all in all, very, very impressed with it. Flavor's lovely, build quality is great. I love the juice control on it, love the AFC on it, and yeah, it's just it's a bloody good vape. So thank you very much for watching this review after Todd's, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe.